Hi guys, welcome to the flight today. As we're in the DHL727-200F freighter, and we're going to be doing a flight from Leipzig to Amsterdam Schiphol, coming in for the arrival for 18 right, as we fly through from Germany over to lovely Amsterdam today. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, leave your comments down below. And now we get inside the cockpit and start the aircraft up, ready for our departure. 727-200, nice dark aircraft. So we'll go overhead now, we'll get the battery which is on and guarded, ground power can now come on, and we'll make sure the standby power is on as well. DC meter can go to bat, which is checked. AC meters are the APU. So we'll get the APU down, which we're going to get on in just a few minutes. We can go over on around the bend and get the APU fire test all started. So we'll test the trips, and we'll test out for the bottle discharge, which is checked. So we can go ahead and open up the APU. Circuit field is open, and we'll go ahead and start that up. We'll see the EGT exhaust start to rise on the temperature, and then we look at the APU all ready to go. So that's all ready and set. We'll go to our navigation lights, which are on and checked. Logo lights can go on, which are also set and checked. Got everything else on overhead. We can go and get the window heats, which can go on. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And we can get the overheat test, which are all there and set and working. So we'll arm the emergency exit light, which is armed as well and checked. APU is going to come to life, anti-skid, everything else is armed. We've got the auto brakes, which can go to RTO, which are also set and checked. As we're ready now to get the APU underway, we can now get the APU switched. So we'll just close the trips, and it's just coming back now. And just as the APU comes back, there we go, that's all set and checked for us. As we now go over to the APU, which will be checked, and external power is off. Galley power can come on, which is set. From there, we'll get the pressurization and everything done, so packs can now go on, bleeds are all on, equipment cooling, and cargo outflow is normal. Gas per fan can go on, and we'll get the pressurization done. So on our flight plan today, we've got a flight level of 280. Landing altitude coming down, which we'll get down, and cabin from 28 is going to be 2,800. Okay, which is checked. Ground is on, and auto, which is checked as well. From there, leading back to the checklist, AC packs are on, air bleed is on, air temp is on, main supply, which is checked, gas per cargo flow outflow switch is normal, left and right pack cooling doors are fully open, which they are, as we can see. Oxygen pressure, auto pack trip is cut out, which is checked. Zone temp control is centered, which it is. And now with the DC power, we've got the galley power on, DC meter is bad, which it is. APU on the DC shows 0 or pulsating, which it does, as we've got it on APU now. And everything will be all set on that front. So we go down to our fuel, we get our boost pumps on, which are all on and checked. I'm going to get them all on, so we don't have to worry too much. Temperature outside, as we check in, is looking at us at 10 degrees. Hydraulic brake interconnect test. So as everything is all set, we can now get ready to go. So on the hydraulics, got a ground interconnect test, which is all here. So the ground interconnect can be open, which is checked. System B pumps all on, which are checked. CSD oil cooler is normal and checked. Boost pumps on 1 per tank, we've got all of them on, which are checked, and we are now ready to go. Hydraulic A and B is normal, ground interconnect can be closed now. Hydraulic A decrease, which is checked. Altimeters on the Q&H we'll get down as we leave Leipzig today, so we've got Eto, Delta, Delta, Papa. And the meters showing us down in Leipzig are going to be 1026. So 1026, set the reserve, 1026, and 1026. which is checked. So as everything on that front is done, we can now perform the departures. So we get the passenger signs, no smoking, which are on. Window heats are all on and set. Initial altitude coming out, we've got 280, which we can pre-arm on the altitude select. So we've got 280, which is set. Over on nav mode, we are all checked and set. Pitch command can go up just a little bit as we get ready to go. And once we get our heading and everything all set, we'll be all ready to leave. So for our courses, we're going to be leaving out on the departure front, where we're going to leave out onto the 263, max 210 instead of established onto the 357. So 357, we're going to take the 336, which is then going to intercept us down to Motherboard, which is the 11045. So we're going to put the 11045. Okay, which is in, and we're going to be leaving out onto the 356. I'm now all ready for our departure out, so we can go ahead and call the tug, and we'll get ready to leave. Put on our beacons, which can go on and checked, and everything else is all ready for us to go. So call the tug, and we'll get our pushback clearance. Tug's now driving up. We're going to our before start checklist. Galley power can go off, which is checked. We can remove all of the trucks, which are checked. After that, we've got the bleed air, which is all open. PSI above 20. Packs can now go off. They should be checked. There's a PSI starting to decrease now. Above 20, beacons on, and engine 3, 2, 1. So we're just now waiting for the tug to come, and then we can push back, ready to leave out of lovely Leipzig.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect. Set parking brake.
Parking brakes
Now connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Hey, parking brake can be released.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
Okay, so start the engines now. We've done a stall test warning. Flight recorder test is done. We're over engine number 3, which we can now start up. So as we see now, N2 is increasing. We'll light up engine number 3. Start to see the EGT start to increase. N1 will slowly act up, and we've got a positive rate on N2. Start cutout will go out, lights will go out. So we go for engine number 2 now. N2 increasing. 20% with inject fuel, and EGT will start to increase. Okay, so engine number 2 now coming in, and we can go and get our landing elevation. Coming down into Schiphol, as we only need the arrival for the approach, which is the ILS 18 right, and landing elevation is minus 11. So we'll put landing to 0. Engine number 2 now come in, and we'll go for engine number 1. N2 slowly increasing now. 20% will inject fuel, and we'll get ready to light her up. So engine number 1 now coming in. EGT is going to start to increase, and N1 will start to get positive. Low oil pressure lights will go out, which will be checked. Then we go to our after start checklist. So oil pressure light is out. Go ahead now to the trip relay switches, and we'll get the aircraft all ready to go. So switch over the
operation
trips.
Complete. Please set parking brake.
Set the parking brake. So the
Is
trips are now
connecting
switched over.
standby.
Get the packs back on, which will be set and checked. Gen 1, 2 and 3. on the AC meter, which we'll now go ahead and check. So there's Gen 1, 2 and 3. We'll leave that on to Gen 3, and we'll leave Gen 3 down on the essential power, which will be set and checked. Galley power is on, which is checked. Hydraulic pump A, which is all good. Ground equipment is removed and doors are closed. So we are now all ready to leave. On for our before taxi checklist, flaps can be set for takeoff. So we're going to go for a flaps 5.
Tower is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. I'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
See you soon, bye bye. So takeoff flaps are set. Engine anti-ice, we are just on the border of 10 degrees, so I'll leave it off for now until after takeoff. Pitos can now go on, which are checked. Trim set for takeoff, 8.1 on the Mac. Controls are free and correct. Engine instruments, EPRs are set. Fuel heat as required for 1 minute if we need them. We don't really, I'm not going to put them on just now, so we'll leave that for the time being. AC packs are on. Flight guard switch to flight, which is checked. And from there the APU master can go off now, which is checked and set. Taxi lights, runway turn-off lights on, and we are good to go. On for our taxi out, leaving Leipzig, we are basically coming out on 426 left, so we're going to just basically turn around and taxi on back down Tango, which will take us all the way to the Sierra 9, but we'll take the Sierra 10. So we've got now taxi lights. Bring the control column over. And we can reduce the parking brake. And powering up now to runway 26 left. Make this left turn, then back onto a left. Okay, we'll taxi all the way down now to Tango, and then onto the Sierra 10 for that left-hand turn. Which is going to take us outbound, and we can see it there for the Sierra. So 26 left, we are climbing straight out for. So here's the Sierra 10 coming, as we just slow the aircraft down now, ready to make that left-hand turn. So we're going to cross over Sierra 10, get our strobes on, runway turn-off lights will come on, and then we can line up for the runway. So as we line the aircraft up now, we can get our runway turn-off lights can go on, taxis can go off, strobes can go on as well, and we are fully ready to go. We'll tell the cabin just to get itself ready and prepared as we line up for runway 26 left. And then once we do, we'll look at the chart. As we can see here, straight ahead 3 DME from the LLD, or 3.2 from LND, and and turn right onto the 357. Okay, so just line the aircraft up. And we are all set to go. We can put on the brakes. Okay, brakes are set. And what we'll have a look now, so we're going to climb straight ahead for 3.2 DMEs. We've got the LND in, but we'll get the 1125. So the 11215 is going to be in. And then leaving out from there, we've got the 11045. So the 11045, so the 11215, which is in now. And once we get 3 DME from the south VOR, we're then going to make a right hand turn onto the 357, but we're going to intercept it for the 336. So we've got the 336, which is going to go in. 336, there's our runway heading, and 3 DME we go on to the 357, and then we'll just be around over to intercept on for the next VOR that we're going to intercept. So we're getting our landing lights all on, which are checked, taxis are off and set. Before takeoff checklist, we've got our CSD oil cooler, which can now go off, which is checked. Our auto-pack trip select, which can go to normal, which is checked. Transponder will go to TRA. Start switches are guarded, which they are. And strobe lights on and taxi lights off. So that is pretty much us ready for the departure. We're coming out on our V speeds. We've got them set on the bugs. So we've got 146, 146 and a 158 for V2. And we can see leaving out, we're going to take flaps 5. So we are all ready to go. So we can release the parking brake, can power up to 40%, and toner. Okay, full takeoff thrust is set. And just idle back now as we're going to go for 2.15. 80 knots, which is checked. There's a 2.15, which will hold.
E1, rotate.
Rotate. Aussie rate. Gear up. Just climb back on our power just a little. Hold in for flaps 2, as the power is very wicked on this aircraft. As we've got heading mode in, and we've got the pitch selector, which is going to be up now. As we want to hold out for around that speed until 3 DME, and then we're going to go on to the 356. So as we're just holding in, we're going to go up to 250, it's 210 until we get onto that 356 turn. There's 2 DME coming in. Gear is now up and off, which is set and checked. As we're still flying the aircraft manually, and there's 3 DME here coming in as we get ready to go onto the 356. And I'm also going to switch the VOR over now as we get ready to intercept. So we'll go on to that right hand turn. We can now just increase our climb power as we now just lower our nose a little. We're now going to go on to the 356. Okay. So go into that right hand turn. Hold on for our pitch. As we come through, just nose down a little. Went up for around 3,000 feet per minute. And just going over on 30 degrees, so we'll just make sure we control that. Okay. And as we hold in now, we'll just hold in on our current heading, which will be now ready for us to intercept. So if we put on the autopilot, getting the nav lock, and we go into IAS. We'll now start to climb up. The aircraft will pitch down slightly, and we're now going to intercept down onto the 336, which will take us down onto our VOR, which we're going to intercept. And we can now start to increase acceleration as we go to flaps up. And we are fully ready on our takeoff. So we can see now we're intercepting the 336, which is going to take us up to Madagascar onto the 11045, which we've already got set and checked. We can see we're 96 nautical miles from the lean, and then that will be the next waypoint or VOR on our routing. As we come through, we can just lower back on the EPR as the aircraft now sends itself 3,000 feet per minute, as we're just on our way up for 250, holding between for 250 and 10,000. VOR lock is in. We get the VOR lock in for the flight director, which is set and checked. QNH for the altimeters can go back to 299 2, which is set. (299) and 299, which is all set and checked. It's coming up through 250 now. We'll just reduce thrust just a little bit so we can come back down for around 3,000 feet per minute. Okay, so there's 3,000 feet. The aircraft will stay onto as we now go up onto our climb. So after takeoff checklist, landing gear is up and off. Auto brake can be off, which is checked. Runway tunnel flights can go off, which are also checked, and auto pack trip select can go to a cutout, which is also checked. Everything else is all on for us as we now resume our climb just around for 3,000 feet per minute, and we are currently now just 28 nautical miles from where we're going to get ready to intercept down onto the 336, which we're now following inbound all the way up to Maddenberg onto the 11045. Once we hit Maddenberg, we're then going to move on to our next fix, which is lean, which is the 11520, which is here on DME number 2, and that's going to take us onto a 279 track down to intercept. So that is pretty much it for the departure, guys. Hope you enjoyed it as we get ready to move in onto the lean. Just passing through 11,000 feet, and we're just under 3,000 feet per minute. So just around 3,000, 250, we're past 11 now, so we go up to our climb speed, which is going to be for around 320. Now the aircraft's going to lower on its pitch as it climbs up to its speed, and we can now go into now currently 7 nautical miles away from the Maddenberg VOR, which is the 11045, just passing around on 6, as we now start to go up onto our climb, which is passing through 16,002 for flight level 280, which is in. We can see now as the aircraft's just basically manipulating itself for the 336. We're now going to switch in the 1152. Okay, which is in, and that's going to leave us on to the 274. Okay, 274, which is in. VOR lock will get back in as it's tripped, and now the aircraft will follow to intercept down for the 274 as we're currently 73 nautical miles. And that is pretty much it for our departure, guys. So I hope you did enjoy the departure, and I hope you enjoy the flights with the old school aircrafts as we're here with the like HSI, etc. So I'll leave you with the takeoff cinematics, and then when we get back into the flight deck, we will then get ready for our top of descent, ready to come in for runway 18 right into Amsterdam Schiphol. So don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you when we get back into the flight deck. Hi guys, welcome back to the flight deck. Just currently now at flight level 280 and we're going to start to make our descent down into Schiphol. As we are currently 84 nautical miles from Schiphol, which we can switch over the 108.4, and coming inbound to Schiphol we are going to be running it in onto the 277. So 277, we're going to come down for 4,000 feet, which will set in as we can control the descent. We put altitude select on, indicated speed, which we can hold, and we can start to decel the aircraft now down to around 250. So I don't know what's going on with the speed knob. So we're going to drop it down for around 270. We want the speed brakes to set in the descent as the aircraft now tracks the 277 into Schiphol. So we're going to be leaving now 276. And as we leave flight level 276, we'll go and get in Schiphol's arrival. So once we get down into Schiphol, we're then going to ride it 9.1 DME onto the 317 track, then 6 DME onto the 002, and then 3 DME onto the 092, and then onto the 132. Ready for the 182 intercept for Pebbles, our initial fix, max 220. And we will be currently at 9.4 from the localizer coming down. So passing at 260 now, we'll go get the METARs in for a lovely Schiphol as we're coming for 18 flight level 230. We've got our weather information which is received, our approach briefing which is complete, instruments and radios which will be set. We've currently got in the 108.4 for Schiphol, and we've got the 1101 which is going to be the ILS. So the 1101 which is going to be for 18 right. Now we're going to be intercepting down onto the 182 which will be at 2,000 feet ready to intercept from Pevos. So we're going to hold 2,000 feet at Pevos as we start the descent to come down, max 220. So it is going to be a very quick descent as we come down. Altitude hold is off on the flight director as we come through. After that, we've got the flight altitude hold, which is off, weight and balance, which is checked, wing and engine anti-ice. We've got the engine anti-ice, which is all on and checked. From there, we've got radio altimeter, which is going to be set down on our minimums. We are going to be looking at 187 for a 200 foot. Okay, there's 200 foot, which is set. Cabin altitude, set 200 feet below airport elevation. So I'm just going to leave everything as it is, as I'm not quite used to that little bit on the checklist. Pack cooling doors, everything is checked. The boost pumps are all on, EPR bugs will go around. Landing data and speeds, which can be checked as well. So on for our landing, we're coming in flap steady, got 138, we're going to +5 it, we've got 7 knot winds, that'll be a 142, so VREV 30 plus 5 will be a 142 coming in. Passing through flight level 200. Currently just leaving 60 nautical miles as we come through down into a lovely Schiphol, and we are on that descent now, just around 2,000 feet per minute as the aircraft comes down into its climb. Speed brakes are armed and everything is all configured and set to come in. We are tracking inbound at 277 to Schiphol, and then once we leave Schiphol, we're then going to go onto that series of turns, which is going to take us onto the 317, then the 002, 092, and then the 132. So it'll be a fun one today, interesting with the 727. I'll be able to see exactly how it handles. So 138, which is in 200 foot decision, and we can go for auto brake minimum, climbing through. As I do 53 nautical miles, 12,000 feet, 25 nautical miles. With the wind correction, the aircraft's just locking back on with the VOR lock to intercept. As we come back on profile, 25 nautical miles from Schiphol, we're then going to basically move to the 317, which will be in head and select onto the 002. We'll turn base for the 092, and then we'll make that final right-hand turn for Pevos, which will be at 2,000 feet, max 220, 9.4 DME from the localizer, which is the 110.1, which is already locked in and ready for us to come in as well. So we put the 110.1 in as well over here. We can then basically zone in onto DME number 2. We can see 24 nautical miles as Schiphol is basically at the airport. So here's the localizer, and there is Schiphol VOR. Just passing through 10,000 feet now. Landing lights are all on and checked. I think we did forget to turn them off after departure. Runway turn-off lights will come on once we get down onto our final, and we're going for our landing checklist. So we'll be fully established and set to come in. 137 on for our flaps, VREF plus 30, VREF 30 plus 5, sorry, which will bring us in for a 143, 142. So we can get the landing modes all set in and ready for us to come in. So we've got 142, which will just leave up a little bit more. There's our clean speed, so we can start to decel the aircraft now, coming through 2.5, we can slow it down. Okay, and we'll open up the speed brakes, so we can get the aircraft to descend down just that little bit more as it's going to level off now. We could put in pitch hold, but I'm not going to bother. We could try it in a second. So we'll let the aircraft come down, and what we'll do is, as it holds for around 1,000 to 2,000 feet, pull it into pitch hold. So I haven't tried pitch hold yet. So the aircraft should hold for that speed coming down. As we come down for around 220, so the aircraft should hold now for 1,500 feet per minute as we start the descent, passing through at 9,000. So I just wanted to check that out. Let the speed brake back in now. I just wanted to check. So if we was basically using the pitch hold now, it will hold 1,500 feet, and we'd have to control our speed on thrust. So we can put that back to IAS, and the aircraft will now adjust itself to come down on the right profile. So 8,004, as we just need to slow down that a little bit more. And we're 13 nautical miles away, or only 4,000 feet to go. 4,000 feet, which will be set as we pass through the clouds and get ready to go in on for the landing checklist. With our landing checklist, we'll have our gear down, which will be 3 green flaps will be set for final approach, and we've got a missed approach altitude set, runway tunnels will be on, and hydraulic pressure and quantity will be normal. So the 277 inbound now, passing through 8,000 feet, 3,000, so we're going to switch over onto the 1027, which will be the METARs down into Schiphol. Visibility is 10 kilometers, a few clouds at 3,000, broken clouds at a height of 4,500 feet, which we can see is right in front of us now. 7 knot winds from the south, 180 at 7 knots. So that's our +5. Temperature is 11. As we're just coming up now near to 10 degrees, we've got the engine anti-ice and everything which is on. And we're going to go through clouds as well, so we'll leave them on. Okay, currently now 8 nautical miles, just passing through 7,000. It's max 220, so once we level for 4,000 we can then adjust our thrust, and then the aircraft will slow down as well. So that's basically telling us that the throttles are at idle, so we just need to give it just a tiny bit of power coming in. As we're just coming down for around 1,000 feet per minute, 7 nautical miles to go. And down for 4,000 feet. Landing lights are all on. Auto brake is set for minimum. Engine anti-ice is on. As we're just coming down near for 10 degrees now, so I'm going to turn everything off. As we now hold on, and we start through 6,000 feet, 5 nautical miles to go, and then we're going to go on to the 317, which will be for 9.1 DME. So as we get near, we'll get ready to intercept that. So we are right near Schiphol now. 220 is max, so I'm going to come down to our flaps 1, flaps 2. Aircraft will now manage 3 DME, and we're going to be tracking the 317. (5,005), 1,500 feet to go. Flaps 2 is engaged. As we now wait to track inbound onto the 317, which is going to basically happen any minute now. We're going to see on the HSI the needle move over, and we see on the RMI now whereabouts we are relative. So 1 DME, we'll cross over onto Chibnall. This is right here, and then we're going to take that 317, which will be for 9.1 DME. It's passing now through 5,000 feet, 1,000 to go. As we are now currently still descending, we'll go down to 3,000 feet. Track the heading, which is going to be on the 317. So there's the aircraft now going to intercept round. It's going to be sensitive at first as we are passing over, so the aircraft's going to realign itself as now we're backtracking off of the VOR. So it'll probably get a little bit wobbly. There's 3003, we can now introduce a power. As we're going to get for 4,000, and then we're going to come down for 3,000 feet. So I'm going to let the aircraft just track, as we're right next to Schiphol. So the aircraft's just basically tracking inbound as we're only 3 nautical miles. So it's doing like a cat and mouse, which we could have run in headed mode at the time. So the aircraft will lock on now and level itself up as we're going to come down for 3,000 feet. There is the 317. So we're going to come down for 3,000. We've got 2,000, which is also in. So 2,000 is our final altitude to intercept. There's the 317 in. Let's start to bring the aircraft down just that little bit more. Actually, we'll stay there. We'll stay there. That's fine. Not going to bother interrupting the aircraft, it's doing a good job as it is. So as we just crawl back now, we're going to come down for 3,000 feet. We're in on the 317, then we're going to go to the 002, so we will now track in and get the heading selected. As we're going to be moving off of VOR lock. So heading selects will come in. Going to come down for 2,000 feet. Okay, so we'll drop into a flaps 5. There's 7 DME coming in now. There's 9 DME just coming shy of the 002. So there's 002 as we're coming down for 3,000 feet. And it's used a little bit of power so we can hold down for that 2,000. And we are intercepting onto the 182. 3,000 feet coming in. Where be set? Altitude select is in, so we will hold. We're hitting the 182 now. So we're going to hold that through for 6 nautical miles. So when that gets to 15 DME, we'll then be ready to go onto the 092, and then we're going to switch over and get ourselves all ready to go. It should be 3.2 DME in, as we've got power set now for around 180 knots. We will be fine for the turn. So 15 DME, we're then going to move on to the 092. Then we can switch over the localizer, get that ready and configured to come in. So 182, 15 DME, take the right hand turn as we're coming down now for 2,000 feet. So just ease back on our throttles and the aircraft will now start to descend down for 2,000. There's 13 DME. It's passing through 2008. Okay, 14 DME, and we're going on to the 092. Okay, so now we've done that, what we can do is we can switch over the ILS for the 110.0. Get on the auto glide slope, and auto glide slope can go in, which is set, as we're now currently holding the flaps 5, it's coming in for 2,000 feet. We're going to hold for around 3 DME, and then we're going to rock in onto the 132. So if we put the 132 in now, we should just about get ready to come in, and that should be our 30-degree course. There's 2,000 feet, which is in. Getting some power now, so we can hold through onto that flaps 5. We're going to be intercepting, which is going to be 9.4 DME, so we'll hold our flaps 5 now as we get configured, holding 2,000 feet. Altitude hold, which is on and set, ready to go. And we've got 2,000 feet, flaps 5, auto brake is set to minimum. And we can see with the localizer, etc., we are 11 DME from the localizer, so we should pick up the localizer for around 9 DME. I'll just power back now, just hold on for our flaps 5. And the glide slope is going to be starting at 6.2 DME. Approach is armed, ready for the intercept. So there's a localizer coming in. As we maintain control onto our thrust, so we just come round onto the bend so we don't lose speed on the turn. There's 18 right in front of us. And for around 6.2 is where the glide slope is going to start. So we're just holding on now for our flaps 5. We'll go down into our flaps 10. It'll take around 170. When we turn off lights can now go on, which are checked. Okay, there's the glide slope, so we've got flaps 15, gear down. Gears down, 3 green. And as we go to our landing checklist, we get the aircraft fully configured and set to come in. We go down to our flaps 30, yeah, 142. Okay, 142, which is set. And we are fully established on the arrival now, so landing gear is down. We need to just quickly set the minimums, which is for 1027, which will set on my side quickly, which is set. As we now descend through, we're just holding through as we get in for our pitch. And what we can do is we can disconnect the autopilot. And now I have control of the aircraft. So let's just gain control, pitch back up. So we hold our descent now. Which is stable, so we've got gear down, 3 green, QNH is 1027, auto brake is minimum, landing lights and runway turn off lights are on, and we are fully established on the approach. Speed brakes are armed. can be stowed now on the speed brakes, and reversers can be released. Auto brakes can be disarmed. So we've got the setting on that shows us what we're pressing. And as we start to slow the aircraft down now, we can get already set to leave on the runway. So as we go to make that left-hand turn, we can now get the speed brakes and the flaps retracted. And welcome to lovely Schiphol Airport, guys. So just get ready to run off the tunnels and just start to slow the aircraft down, bring it to a slow pace. As we run over the whole line, we can get the landing lights on, taxis can go off, runway turn-offs, long dash strobes can go off, and we can now get ready to taxi to the gate. So that is the arrival, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, support the channel, as I really do appreciate all the support you guys show, and it means a lot as we're on our way to our 2,000 subscriber goal. So, take care for now, guys. I'll leave you with the landing cinematics. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.